Making sure I'm live. Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure of that. So, welcome back, guys. Cerebral Forge here. That's so ironic. So I'm gonna do the typical YouTuber thing that they do in the beginning. Like, subscribe, comment down below what I can do better if it's specific editing, stuff like that. So yeah, subscribe, please. Trying to get this to be my full-time job. This is going to be difficult to do, but I'm willing to try it. So this video, I am just going to pretty much show you roughly how to make an infinite singularity farm in a way. It's not technically infinite because you need fuel one for that, but like, you get the point. And how to, well, possibly make an infinite glass farm. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not sure. But, so, if you are doing all the mods 10 and playing through stuff like that, you're probably, if you're new to all the mods 10, that is, you probably don't know, but people that have played will know. You can do a block generator. It's part of the CobbleGen Gallery. I don't know how to pronounce the last part of that mod's name, but it's part of that mod. Part of CobbleGen. If you do 4, like I have done here, making it where there's a single lava, because it doesn't take from the lava, it only takes from the water. So yeah, I don't get this. Makes no sense at all. But okay. So then you have 2 infinite water sources, like I have here. If you do chests like this, preferably I would use ones that you can upgrade from the sophisticated storage mod. Then having pipes from the pipes mod, specifically the item pipe, and having it in a similar fashion to this, which is not too difficult. How you make it where it's extracting like this instead of just pumping in like this. This is how you can actually tell. This just goes straight into it. This has a more of a bump to it, if you can tell. And so you need a wrench. Not too difficult, not too hard. But keep in mind, if you're gonna do this, it could be very laggy at times. Depending on how well your PC can handle high mass movement of items. These two, all 4 of these are extracting cobblestone, and stone in this case, into a matter condenser. This matter condenser uses all that matter, which, mind you, this is at 64. I'll show you how fast it is. Yep, that's how fast it is. Mind you, I'm just gonna, I don't really know what to do at this point with this, but whatever. I'll just put it in here for now. Actually, no, I'll put it in my enemy system. I probably have matter balls. Yeah, I do. Okay. Okay, back to explaining. So, from here, it's already at 32, and it hasn't even gone that far. That's how fast this can go. And it doesn't even take that much, mind you, out of the CobbleGen. So if you want instant cobble, yeah, still have it. But it goes funnels into this, makes it, you only need a 1K, which, and a 1K storage component is pretty easy to make. All you need is service quartz, or Certus quartz, I don't specifically know how to pronounce it. Quartz dust, I believe, and a logic processor. It's the first thing you make whenever making an ME system. So I have 2 furnaces powering this one reaction chamber, and it's still not enough, mind you. I have a netherite furnace and a diamond furnace, one of the 2 top furnaces, and still doesn't add. For this, I would need automotive to upgrade this to an automotive, then to vibranium. Vibranium is where it gets to the actually good, and then it's unobtainium, and that's, I believe, the highest. I believe the highest upgraded furnace is an unobtainium furnace. But let's get back to this. I have a fluid drawer, as stated, with 3 utility dripstone upgrades. Mind you, it doesn't even use that much. The max it does is whenever it drops to 15 buckets, it makes it 16 buckets again. But from here, which gets powered, as you just saw, it turned into a Singularity. From here, it goes into this, which, as you can tell, there's a lot. That is the simplest way to make a Singularity infinite farm, mind you. I know this is kind of iffy at the moment, but again, once I get the ender gates open, I won't have to worry about this, which is so nice to think about. This will be collapsed down dramatically. I believe I can possibly even make this a auto exporter. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not completely sure. I don't think so. But that is all on how to make an infinite Singularity farm. Okay, I have plenty of time to do this. That's how you make instant singularities. The parts of how to make this is quite complicated in some manners. So how you make a condensed matter condenser. So this is the recipe. Very, very simple. Very, very easy. The hardest thing to get out of all this is probably the fluid flux dust. And how you make the flux dust is pretty simple. You use quartz, redstone, I believe, and service quartz. Could be wrong on the redstone. I'd have to check on that. That's how you make that, which is probably the simplest thing to make out of all this. Then you get the reaction chamber. This is where it gets complicated, and kind of hard to make. Reaction. There we go. Now you have this. This is a little more complicated to create. First, you need a vibrator, a vibration chamber. Very simple for the most part. The hardest thing is an energy condenser, and that's pretty simple to make. This is the easiest thing to make. Oh, actually, no, the matter condenser would be. But yeah, no, this is very simple to make. Again, you need a flux crystal, and that. Not too difficult. This is very simple as well, especially once you get into this, which isn't too complicated, mind you. You have a water block. You can also, I believe, have it where the actual extractor is waterlogged to get the same resource, and you get infinite service quartz. So yeah, not too complicated to make, not at all. But you do need a flawless budded service quartz, which can be complicated if you don't have self touch. That is. But again, to get service quartz, you don't really making sure I'm not. I mean, there we go. This has fortune on it, fortune 4, so it's not horrible. But you need a flawless butted service core. So if you need to make a have silk touch, have it you need a silk touch pickaxe, or you can do another more complicated way, and that is um making a crystal assembler, I believe it's called, where it actually fixes it from a flawed to flawless. That's what I did here. Um, Again, once you've defeated the Ender Dragon, try to find a ship. You're gonna find multiple. You're gonna need one that's actually flying in the end city to get this dragon head, to get infinite um, dragon's breath. This is literally the simplest one out of all of these. That's the simplest one I have. Sorry, I just woke up. So how to make deep sleep is pretty simple. You need lava, packed ice, which silk touch comes in handy. You can actually use a silk touch shovel. And then you need a magma, yeah, magma block underneath the deep slate, called deep slate, to make normal deep slate. If you just want deep cobble deep slate, you don't need the magma. Uh, magma. Why I don't know why that sounds so weird. This is well to make skystone, and pretty much how you make it is skystone on the bottom, extractor, waterlogged, chest up here, lava on the side. Really simple. Really simple, really easy. How to make calcium or calcite. It's one of those more simpler ones. It's bone blocks, which, if you don't know how to make a bone block, completely understandable. I didn't know until literally having to build this. It's actually bone meal in a 3x3. Then this, pretty simple, not too difficult. And you can tell if something is the chest is full by this. It will show a full container, unlike this, where since it's not full, it's going. Most of these are full chests, double chests, mind you. Then this is where one of the most complex ones you can possibly do, because you need a 2x2 or 2x3 technically by 3. So you need a 3x3, then have one block down and do a 3x3 again. Um, which I know sounds very complex. And then on that 3x3 on the bottom, you need either bedrock or a flux block. Flux blocks need flux cores, and once you get um, that settled up with the bedrock version first, it's very simple. But then you also need a charged redstone crystal block, which again, not too difficult to make once you figure out actually how to make the crystal. Ooh. This is 2000, mind you. I have 2000 flux dust. And this is how you make it. It's pretty simple, not too complicated. You can actually drop this down to make it where you have more space. Um, that's actually what I'm going to do probably for most of these, is just drop them down more so I have more space and have them in a more organized area and pattern to make my life easier. So that's gonna be the end of this video. Again, subscribe, like, comment down below if you have any ideas of maybe some automation, stuff like that you want to see or have done, and maybe I can do it in a video and try to explain it to the best of my ability. So, I hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe, comment down below any ideas that you might have, and I hope you enjoyed. Cerebral Forge, signing off.